So, is it just me, or do you feel like a newness coming through the air? I could sworn I feel time jumping, like spring is already here. Or could it be that the new dimension already has reached into that? So come with me as I look into the current energies and see if this is actually going to come up. All right, see you in the future. Hello, Divine Sunshiners.
Hello, Divine Sunshiners. I pulled some cards today about the energies that I am feeling.
Well, we are. The Divine Masculine is having growing pains about really truly having to grow up spiritually and mature. These are the tests that you've already had before. These are the tests that you kind of maybe failed before. These are the tests that saying, hey, this is the moment you've been prepared for. Now let me see how you're going to be able to handle it now. Clear. YouTube channel. All right, see you in a few. Benefits. So the story is still from your ancestors. It's still stored in your body. Stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, Namago. Okay, welcome back. And this is Divine Sunshine. And now I have a new title, which is now Positive Behavior, Positive Healthy Behaviorist. I am a PhD. Which is helping you to really be able to see positively how we can go about doing this journey together. And so even through my readings and things that you hear me giving some cues and things about my life, some things about what's going on with my journey, and then things that maybe can help you as well as you go along. So we're going to look at the current energies that are going on for this week for Twin Flames or Divine Lovers or Divine period, or even light workers. Okay, so the overall energy for this week that's coming up this is February 7th, which is spiritual completion, is understanding the garden and the gate, and rest and rejuvenation. To me, what I'm getting pushed is like a skateboard. It's a push, coast, push, coast, push, coast, push, coast, and coast. Which to me is, we have been doing the work. Some of the things that we're going to be finding ourselves that we had, it was kind of hard work that was happening last week. And this week we're going to kind of like rest on our morals, which means we're going to kind of like all the work that we've done, all the integrity, all the practice, all the things is that we're going to kind of rest. So we can revamp ourselves, to regenerate ourselves, so we can get ready and prepare for the next week that is to come. Next week is the week of love, or the week of the celebration of love, was Valentine's Day is coming on. And for some of us, that might be something that may be more taxing because of you saying you may or may not have a loved one. For some of those, it might say, hey, it's just another day. And for some of us, you're really trying to find ourselves to get into gear. We might have ways that we could be able to practice and be with our loved ones, or show expressions of how we love as well. And so in order for us to be able to do that and take it from more of a place in which is more of a healthier space, is finding something to do for yourself when it comes for Valentine's Day, and not put so much of the pressure as far as what commercialized people want to actually happen, but understand and saying, hey, this day is a day that, again, intuitively, using my awareness, I'm grounding myself into truly being the person that I'm meant to be, and using compassion and self-love on that day. So when we're talking about, and that's the overall energies there, we're stepping into the gate. We're opening up the gate. Something about even the childhood or the inner child is looking and seeing and saying, you know what, I'm thinking about, really, she's thinking, she's pondering, she's looking at the butterfly, and it's got her attention. And I think this is a point now where we're saying, hey, maturity is calling and asking for us to really step into this next level that Spirit is asking us to do. And we truly becoming into our form or our being as to who we really truly are as divines. And so we're going through that transition, or we're really transforming ourselves. as well into getting into that. When we're talking about the divine feminine energies, we're talking about healing. Healing, really stepping into that, and this is really emphasized by being in reverse. Really healing the past. I worked with a client here lately, and it was interesting when I did the past life regression with the client. I could see all of the things that was fast forward to is all children centered. And then also the dynamic it was with one relationship with a parent. And doing so, you could see all the times that was hurt, neglected, rejected, abandoned, those things. And in doing so, that still bleed into the theme of the present body or the present life that they had chose in the now. So in doing that, doing present day healing for today also can be able to help those past lives or those past experiences, so you can start off with a clean slate. I think sometimes, and even when I'm working with clients, you know, they can't hear themselves like they can, but I can. I can hear the rigidness. I can hear in their voice they're talking about how they question authority, especially if it's females, although they try to come off as being very not complimentary, but complying with what is being asked from a woman of authority. But I could hear, and I was like, where is that coming from? That's a little snarky. Okay, what is this? But at the same time, you're trying to sound like you're very understanding, but at the same time, it's very short in the answers. No matter how much you call yourself really being healed, you know, your voice, your actions and your reactions to things is going to come out and be ring true. And I was interested with the client. I kind of seen it, and I was like, I've never seen this side before with this person. But then as more and more I came through that, I could see that was kind of like the little girl that was coming out to be protective or really defensive of the woman that she had became now. And sometimes, you know, you find out, you hear people say that a lot of times when you're acting and reacting, it might be reacting and acting from that age or that time or that trauma, that pain and that hurt. And so I found it very interesting. That's why it's important for us to heal, because if we get into that relationship with our twin, or we're in that moment where we're doing actually mission work, or we're doing things that is really called on us to really need for us to really show our best selves, like I tell my kids in my classroom, we might find out that that little that little sneaky sucker from the past might come up and say, show up on the stage and say, here I am, somebody called for me, and be like, no, I didn't call for you. Almost like Nutty Professor when he came up there and he took over, and he like, you go on, sit down, fatso, and you know, and then Nutty Professor like, wait, I'm Buddy Love, and before you know it, Buddy Love then took over. His 12-year-old version of himself, and you're like, I be damned. That's why it's so important for us to heal what's happening in the past. Right now, also what's going on in the divine feminine energies, which means how we observe and how we be. We're really using our third eye to really envision the future that we want to be. I do journaling now. I wasn't before. I was like a closet, like, not a fan of journaling. No, Kathy D here didn't say what. And so, you know, I would do it, and I did, and I was like, okay, what's the purpose? So now that I am working on doing this healing work in several areas in my life to help to deal with the social anxiety and the general anxiety that I'm dealing with. One of the things is that they have us is to make a dream journal. They say, you know, a lot of times when we're a child, we dream. And it's easy for us to dream about and daydream about this, that, and that. But one of the things that I would like to impart on you to help you to get out of the past, doing a dream journal will help to propel you to think about more so in present, the now, like what's going on now that I would like to change if I would be able to change, and propel you to move you on into the future by dreaming. So every night before you go to bed, You think of 5 things that you would just like, you just dreaming up something that you would like to have. I'd like to win the lottery so I can be able to go on a world or 90-day cruise, whatever, to all the places in Europe, or whatever other things that you like to do. And that is something that has helped me to be able to even build this third eye, which is our vision, to really see. Before, when I was doing, I was like, yeah. But now, as I'm doing more and more into it, I'm really coming up with like the wildest dreams of things to do. So I embark on you to take on that at practice too as well, and do some dream journaling as well. For the divine masculine energies, and they had already pulled this too, what are we doing here? We're thinking man. So in our divine masculine energies this week, we are becoming more crystal clear as far as our focus, our target, how we're showing up, how we're standing in authority, and getting crystal clear with it. And that's represented with this clear quartz, crystal quartz. One thing I would say as far as that, I would say also, maybe you might want to also carry you a clear crystal quartz. That's funny, I left it upstairs, but I added on to my necklace too as well, for the clear crystal quartz. So I see that was calling beforehand, to be able to crystallize your thoughts, patterns, and your energy, so it can be more laser beam and more zoned in into what you exactly need to manifest, or what you actually want to see come true. Also, what I'm being drawn to is back here is these pillars too as well. So you got the pillars in the back here, which means to me that there is something as far as in your foundations, which means your ideologies, your psychology, your philosophy, as well, that's playing a part that it really needs to be more sturdy, more steady too as well. And kind of watch the way you're thinking. I'm looking at all this plumage here too as well. Most of the time back there in those medieval times that they're using that, or in the Queen's Court or something like that, most of the time it was just things there for extra adornment. But you got to, it's very small. I could think of another card that they have in the deck that has to do with romance angels. And it was like, watch it. That card is for watching the red flags. This is not big. This is just a little bit here. And it's got black feathers on there, which to me represents almost from the crow. Watch and make sure that these thinking that you are doing does not learn how to kind of separate the sheep from the wheat, the good stuff. Because again, there's a little bit of some dark thinking, some thinking there that might be intrusive thoughts that might find its way into there. And, you know, some excessive thinking and the same thoughts, repetitive thinking over and over again, that we got to kind of start cleaning the wheelhouse in our mind to really kind of grind its wheels in the direction that we truly want to go. And so this is, again, we got to get, I've seen the number here 4, which means to get grounded. 6 means in love. 4 and 6 makes the number 10. So don't feel bad if you are being directed in your new way of thinking, that you got to start back all over again. Like say, start back at 1. Yeah. So you did 10, and now we got to start all back over at 1 again, because that's good. We're starting off with a clean slate. So those are the things here. Again, it's like, to me, it's saying about gestures. Watch your gestures. Make sure that your actions is really, truly lining up with the way in which you want to be thinking and the way you want to be feeling. There's something about that. I keep on getting drawn to that as well. What does the universe, is there anything else? I did draw these cards. Let me see about what's going on in the... Why is it this thinking here? Let me see what's happening in the 3D world here too as well. Just draw my attention to this. It's a lot. Hold on a second. Maybe it might tell a story. Okay. Kind of getting drawn by this here. Okay, now y'all just coming up. I'm like the kids. Now you're just coming up. Something about money. You got to get clear about these finances, okay, in your 3D. Something about your emotions and being tenderness. Something about something's been rubbing you raw the same way. And you got to let it heal. That's why it's telling you about it to rest and rejuvenate. Here, there's some tenderness about it in your emotions. It's something that has happened that's been rubbing on that same thing that's making you very tender. So again, in order to make something very heal, to be able to heal, you know that just like a wound or a sore, rather it's about your childhood wounds, rather it's this wound here that is happening. You hit or you hurt, or there's pain, emotional, physically, psychologically, whatever, spiritually. Spirit is saying give it a rest and start back again, so you can be able to clearly think about this very thing. There's some of us, again, we got to get clearer on our thinking, because there is a devil and an angel. There's a positive and a negative. There's negative Nelly talking to you at the same time as a petty LaBelle that's talking to you, and there's a Anita Faker that's talking to you on one end. But on the other end, at the same time, Spirit and your spiritual guide's been trying to tell you, no, that's not true, that's not really it. You know, really use that self-critic has been really overriding that self-compassion. And so being able to be able to hear both. Another thing here is, it's a story. Sentimental. Some of the things you got to get clear thinking about that, because that's gonna take a sentimental journey. Gonna put my heart at ease. So some of you all need to take a sentimental journey so you can put your heart at ease. So go and take that. If you got to kind of go back to the past to kind of be able to heal it, like I said before, and to bring it forward, like Ayanna Van Zandt said, tell the story as an observer, but don't live the story and live the pain and start all over again. And then before you know it, you done erupted the wounds that you're trying to heal. Make sure you are just really from a matter of fact. That's the same thing that I've been reading in my book there. It say, tell the facts, but don't add judgment to it. So if you're telling about things that you want the facts to see about things, to reaccount things, for this, they're saying, again, for you to get clarity and about the past, you know. And I can hear April say sometimes it's not good to go back there picking at that scab when it has healed. Now, if you know that it is healed, please do not by all means go back and go revisit that. However, if you're one of the ones that say, hey, I swept it underneath the rug, I'm looking at the rug now, it's got this big mound of a big old pile underneath it, and it looks like a little hill in the middle of my living room of dust that I had put underneath and swept underneath the rug, then guess what? I think it's kind of about time you to deal with the dust that's underneath there, or the past there that you had swept underneath the proverbial rug. Okay? Another things you need to do is about compassion. This is what I said. And I think that I believe that the compassion that you're having is for yourself first. I believe that, again, because that's something that I'm working on now and doing self-help books and workbooks too, about that self-compassion. That's another journal that you can do at the end of the night too. They added in my practice I do, which is self-compassion. What things have I been compassionate about? What things did I, it tells the facts first without judgment. Tell the ways in which I felt that I needed to show compassion to myself as well, and how did it make me feel? Because sometimes, a lot of times, we show compassion to ourselves, we down ourselves about it. So those are some of the things that that I'm doing in my own self-compassion workbook. Journal that I have all the time. So about compassion, and you'll find even when you start with the compassion with yourself, even when you were dealing with people that before you would be able to snap their head off, you'll find yourself not wanting to do that, or you'll find them without you even saying, because your energy has changed and your auras has changed. When they deal with you, they'll deal with you with better and more compassion. Some of us need to kind of get a little bit more crystal clear about this anger. I took the course. The course is over with. I just got to wrap it up and put it up with a nice new bow on there with the videos and add it on to each one, and then I'll be ready to kind of release the 7 Deadly Sins there class and the recordings there back over again. I'll probably do it for 77 just as a special. I'll leave it there, and then out of time, then I might jack it up to 124. But it's a good course, because we learned that how anger could be good and bad. It has that, again, that tendency, that good and evil. That anger that you feel is by ego that is pretty much propelling it and making it happen. But when you talk about that righteous anger, that anger because you have been rightfully wrong, that is okay. So you got to get clear about your anger, who you're angry about, why you're angry, what is it, the objective that's behind it, who's going to get hurt by it, who's going to be right by it, who's going to be judged by it. So those are the things that they're saying you got to get cleared by. There is some mania going on here as far as the conflict in your mind. That's why we need to kind of perpetually going on. Like I said, the intrusive thoughts, the overactive mind, things, trying to find solutions but not finding solutions. Getting to the point that it becomes clear like water, where it becomes still. There's no choppiness. There's no things, any kind of things that's diluting or obstructions in the water. This is where they want you to be with that as far. And for you to be able to start becoming a thinking man, because you need to start coming up with what? Solutions more than problems. You're becoming the magicians. And once you get clear with that, you can have a clear pathway to the exact thing that you want to make manifest. And then it also helps to put you on the right path, instead of you being all over the place and you're being kind of pulled in all different kind of directions, chaotic, and you're trying to chaotically create in that chaos. There's an issue with that, because again, you never know what you might come up with. It's just like a hodgepodge, or you just throwing your hand in there and just leaving it up to chance or probability. Also, you need to get clear about what you're affectionate by in your emotions. This is what's going on in the 3D. Your leadership, you need to take some type of action about that, and that's why you need to get clear with that and become a thinking man. Some of us in our thing has been depressed about things. Some of us feel like we have been pressed down, shaken together, and running over in the bad way, instead of being pressed down, shaken together, and running over in a good way, because we're just overly manifesting things. So we need to get clear with that, because our mind is not right. It's depressed. We see that kind of running rapid. Even we talk about Regina King's son, a couple of other people that came up in the media saying they had felt depressed as well. We know that even before, even in the Olympics, the young ladies that came up saying, you know, I can't push myself anymore. That's why Spirit is saying so much about this. Please make sure when you feel yourself like that, rest and rejuvenate. Also about this social media, I was talking about social media. Some of us got to get off of social media. Social media is tainting and messing with our minds. It's not really helping us to really get a clear view as to what is the vision for us, what's best for us, because we keep on comparing ourselves to others. We keep on seeing what other people are saying. We keep on hearing what's being said on the news about what our world is supposed to look like, and what we're supposed to be doing, and what we're supposed to be mandated to do. So stay off of social media. Get a rest from that. And last thing is here, you need to get clear about what is actually home. Clear about home. So in your divine masculine energies, how you show up, how you be, how you show up, how you do, how you in action about getting things. This is what they're saying for you to do. Let me look at the last card here, which is to tell me what is source clear advice for us. What is source's advice for us? Straight up. To go into the temple path. That means go within. When you go within, you find 12, which is really how things are really truly in divine order for you. Okay? So that to me is like, boom, the Spirit threw the card down. It's nothing else for to be able to say that. So make sure that this week you are going within, whether it's meditation, doing yoga, reading, turning off the TV, becoming silent, so you can be able to really truly rest and rejuvenate. And so you can really truly get crystal clear as to what you want to manifest. All right, so thank you for watching. Make sure you click like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you want more good information and positive vibes about information about what's going on with the journey. Remember, again, I am Divine Sunshine. I am your positive behaviorist, positive healthy behaviorist. I want to flip it around, PHB, and helping you to understand how to be able to go on this journey and find yourself motivated as you go along with the things that Spirit is bringing you and letting you know you're going on the right path. All right, if you want also some kind of outward motivations, I do have Divine Masculine love letters that are going on now. They're only for $14.14. You can go to Divineunisouls11 to get that information. All that stuff is in the description box below. If you're interested in getting a past life regression session, please go to AshantiWellnessCenter.com. And you will be able to get information about healing. If you want an MAT session, which is helping you to heal the trauma that's housed in your body through pain or emotions, please make sure you come see me at AshantiWellnessCenter.com as well. All right then, and if you just need a reading in general like this, and you want your own version that's personalized, so you go to Divineunisouls11.com. All right then, as always, thank you for watching. I'm so glad that you found me. Make sure you click like, share, and subscribe to this channel as well, and click that and smash that notification bell where it says all, so you can always get all of the videos when they are uploaded. Okay, and if not, always check my community tab, because I also share there too as well, just in case YouTube doesn't pass on that good information to you. All right then, as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, namago. All right, until next time, I'll be talking to you real soon.